today's outfit. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. And today I have a video for you all about hair, specifically my hair, and kind of my various tips for vintage hairstyling, colouring, maintaining your colour, all that kind of thing, all of the different products and things that I use on my hair. So hopefully this will be useful to some of you, and let's get started. So of course the first element of any hairstyle is the haircut itself. I mentioned in my, not my last video, the video before, that I have a vintage midi cut. You can see it way better now that it's straight. You can really see that U shape that I have going on. And a midi cut is one of the best haircuts you can get if you are really heavily into a 1940s or 1950s look, because it's just going to make all of your hairstyling so much easier. The curls are really going to get that vintage shape around the head. It's just going to be so much easier, and you can of course modify the haircut if you talk to your hairdresser for your hair type, your thickness, your length. Anything that you want can be easily modified, but I think this is a great starting cut to get. I get my hair cut every couple of months, I'm gonna say. I tend to, whenever I go home, I will just get a haircut, and usually a colour as well, because of how not as often it is. So every time I go to get my hair cut, I generally get it coloured as well. And my fringe I maintain myself. So I obviously have a very short fringe, and I also have kind of trust issues with hairdressers. I don't like other people trimming my fringe unless it's my hairdresser from home. So to maintain it, I have this Sanguine hair cutting scissors. These are proper hair cutting scissors that I just got off of Amazon, and every week or couple of weeks I will just go in, trim the ends to keep the length and the shape that I like, and it's really easy and simple to do. So if you are more picky and you have a shorter fringe like this, just know you're probably going to have to maintain it yourself if you don't like going to other hairdressers. And it's also way cheaper, like £15 for some hair cutting scissors, as opposed to paying money every week or 2 weeks to go see a hairdresser. Like, it's way simpler for me. Now moving on to the health of my hair. In terms of hair washing, I try to only do it 1 or 2 times a week, generally 2. This is also to do with preserving my colour, especially now that my colour is so vibrant. Then the less I can wash it, the better. And also because it's more of a red colour, then as good as a hot shower feels, then a kind of lukewarm shower is best for preserving colour. And for my shampoo, I generally use the Body Shop, either, I think it's called the Rainforest colour protecting shampoo, or the Body Shop Anti-Dandruff Ginger Shampoo. Both are really lovely. They leave my hair feeling very soft and clean and shiny, and I really like how those work for me, and they do allow me to go for that many days without washing my hair. If my fringe is getting a bit gross, because obviously your fringe tends to get oilier faster than the rest of your hair, then what I will do is I will just put all of my hair back in a headband, and I will just shampoo the fringe, rinse it out, and then dry it again to give it a bit more of a lease of life, because I hate taking on lots and lots of dry shampoo. But if I do have to use a dry shampoo, then I will generally use the Soap and Glory one. This is called the Rush Hour Sensational Dry Shampoo, and it's really good. It doesn't leave like a white residue in your hair, which I really like, and it doesn't feel too I don't like a lot of dry shampoos because I feel like you touch the hair and you can tell that they're in there, and that doesn't happen as much with this one, which I really like. In terms of after I've gotten out of the shower, to get some extra moisture and shine into my hair, I always use the Renewing Argan Oil of Morocco from OGX on all through the lengths and ends of my hair, just when it's wet before I blow dry it. And that is my other tip, is to minimize heat styling as much as possible. Obviously, as you will know if you watch this channel a lot, I only heatlessly curl my hair. I use only heatless methods, so either pin curls or sponge rollers, or kind of a combination of the two. The only heat styling I do is that I do blow dry my hair most of the time, just because I find it a lot easier. My hair tends to expand when it dries and go a bit fluffy, and it doesn't get as lovely and shiny and styled of a look if I don't blow dry it. So that is the only heat styling I do to my hair. I would recommend trying to minimize heat as much as is humanly possible. It's gonna make your hair a lot healthier, especially if you've already lightened and coloured it a lot like I have. It's the best thing that you can do. So try and lay off the heat styling. Pin curls or sponge rollers are probably the best way forward. For my pin curls, I use, generally, especially now that my hair is very short, the Lauren Reynolds Sculpture Pin Curl Tool. This is a replica of an actual pin curling tool that we used back in the day. But if your hair is not even much longer, just kind of mid-length to longer, then this is really good. I would use this when my hair was still like below shoulder length. I used the smaller end of the Roll and Go hair tool to create a larger pin curls so that they're not quite so tight. So either of these, or if you can create regular pin curls with your fingers, then that's even cheaper because you don't need to buy any tools at all. The kind of brush that you use on your hair can have a really big effect. So when my hair is wet, I only ever use the Tangle Teezer on it because it is really gentle, it gets all of the knots out really effectively, and I just find it much less painful. Everyone has had that pain of getting out of the shower, your hair is so tangled, and trying to drag a normal brush through it is just, oh, agony, and it's not worth it. So being able to use a brush that is specialised, so either a Tangle Teezer or the wet brush, is a really good choice for detangling when your hair is still wet. And then in the first stages of blow drying as well, when the hair is still very wet, I will use this brush and generally like ruffle it through with my fingers and then use this to smooth it out a bit more. When it comes to styling out my curls, this is a new product that I recently got, and it is the Lauren Reynolds Miracle Curl Brush. It's pink, but this is a really good brush. It's got all of these different size bristles in it, and it's just so gentle on my hair, because if you don't tuck in your ends like quite right, especially when you're using sponge rollers, you can get ends that are quite difficult to brush out or that like tangle a little bit. And you may have seen, particularly in some of my first brush out videos, if I get a roller caught and you see me trying to brush it out and it really hurts, this brush stops all of that. It's kind of like the Tangle Teezer, but specifically made for vintage curls. It's amazing. It does such beautiful things to my curls. It makes it really easy to get the look that I want, and I would really recommend this if you're into vintage hairstyling. It doesn't matter what kind of curling you use, this is going to be the perfect way to brush it out. So I would really recommend this brush. I am positive that I have said this in other videos before, but I'm just going to put all of the products in this video so that, you know, there's all in one place. So for setting my curls, some people can do a wet set with just water and their hair will hold it. Mine will not. So I have to use a setting lotion, which I recommend anyway because it's easier to have the curls stay for several days if you use a setting lotion. and I use, oh my god, there's hair on it, oh that's gross, I'm sorry, the Lotta Body setting lotion. This is a concentrated formula, and you can see there's not much left in the bottle, but the reason why this is so good is because you do not use this on its own, you dilute it with water. So I put this in a spray bottle with water, probably about like that much lotion to that much water, and I shake it all up, and then I use that to, because I say I do a wet set, I actually do my sets starting with dry hair and then I dampen the piece of hair. I just find that's the easiest way for me to have the most control and know that my curls are going to dry by the morning because my hair's quite thick. So this is a really, really, really good product for setting the hair. I found that it does create a really firm, shiny, well-held set. Oh my god, what's on my eye? Blah. And then if you've seen any of my brush out videos, you're very familiar with this product. This is the Lay Right Super Shine Cream. Comes in a really cute little vintage looking tub. I got this last May, I want to say March or May, and there's still so much left because you barely need any product to do a really good job at smoothing and shaping and holding your set. And oh my god, it smells so good. It has this gorgeous buttery vanilla smell, and I've had some people complain about the smell on reviews, but I absolutely love it. It's really sweet and rich and lovely. It kind of reminds me of buttercream or cake or something, so I think this is a gorgeous product. And my final kind of little tip here for vintage hairstyling is not to give up and not to get discouraged. I know this happens for me a lot. I see a beautiful vintage hairstyle and I try to recreate it myself, and when it doesn't go exactly as I want, I get really, really frustrated and angry and just, you know that feeling when you're trying to do something with your hair and it's just not responding how you want, and you get really overwhelmed and angry about it. And first of all, it is just our hair, so we should probably try not to get as mad as we do. But second of all, vintage hairstyling takes time. It takes a really long time. I have only been styling my hair in kind of a vintage way for about maybe a year now, and the amount I've learned in that year is insane. Like, everyone's hair responds differently to rolls and to sets. That's why hair setting patterns are often tailored, that you'll find for the way that your hair responds to specific things, and thickness and length and how soft or coarse your hair is. Everything about your hair plays into how it reacts when you're trying to style it. So don't get discouraged, and if things that you see on the internet don't look good on you, then find other things, mess around with your hair, play with it, see what you like, see what condition your hair has to be in to get the styles that you want. The sun has come out and it's creating weird things on my camera. But yeah, don't get discouraged and keep on trying and keep on inventing new hairstyles. I know that most of my hairstyles that have come out really, really well have been on days where I haven't been trying super hard and I've just been like, oh, I'll just put a roll here, put a roll here, try a thing here, and then it comes out really well because I'm not too focused on it. There are days where your hair just will not. It just, nope. And there are days where it will respond really, really well. So it's all a little bit of a gamble. Keep trying, don't get discouraged, don't give up, and keep researching and finding different ways to do your hair that you love and that make you feel happy. So that is it for my vintage kind of hair care video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'm still loving this like beautiful coppery gorgeousness that is my hair now. It's so nice. So don't forget that you can follow me on all of my social media. You can follow me on Instagram at averyvintagedarling. You can follow me on Twitter at vvintagedarling. And you can follow my blog, which is averyvintagedarling.wordpress.com. I love you all so very much. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Au revoir! Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Wah, wah, wah.